Alrighty. Thank you, everyone. Welcome to our home-based business chat, where we talk to you about why now is a great time to start any business, why a home-based business might be an opportunity for you, why health and wellness, and why Young Living is the best option for health and wellness. Before we get started, we always start with our stories and how we got where we are. So I'm going to turn it over to Sheila so that she can share that with us.
Thank you so much. And I'm Sheila Sherman. I am so happy and grateful that you're here to watch this video, or in live, or if someone sends you the video, you get a chance to watch the video. And I would just like to share my story a little bit about how I got started with Young Living, and yeah, just how it's all going and why this is a perfect time to get started in a home-based business. So I got started by checking out our wonderful products that I didn't know were wonderful at the time, 12 years ago. So I have been working about 10 years ago. So the first couple years I was using the product, and the results that I found were really extraordinary. Now, I was a person, and still am, a person who was into just natural ingredients of things and wanting to get less chemicals or more chemicals out of my home, living with less chemicals. And when I found Young Living, I found that the products were extraordinary. They were above the products that I was used to, even though I was used to natural products. They worked better, especially the essential oils. And I experienced a lot of changes in my health, not only myself, but my kids. I have 6 kids. At the time that I started with Young Living, my youngest was about 2, and my oldest was, I don't know, 16, 17. And everything in between, pretty much, I like to say, age-wise. And I started using the oils for my family, again, not wanting to have chemicals in our home, or I wanted natural remedies. And there were a couple things that happened. One was my kids used to get a yearly pink eye. The pink eye would come into my home and spread to every single kid. And I noticed after just maybe a year of using the oils, 1 year, I was like, we didn't get the pink eye this year. And then the next year, still no pink eye. By the 3rd year, I didn't even consider that they would ever get it again, and they never did. And so it's things like that that drew me into the business side. Our health was changed so phenomenally that I thought, let me check out the business. And I checked out the business just like you're doing now, except for we didn't do it on video. I got a lot of audio recordings. I went to convention, and we have a yearly convention, and I attended that. And then I saw that the caliber of the company and the company's founder and his wife and the company leaders was of the same high caliber of the products. So there was definitely no disconnect. It was all the same, and that resonated with me. And because I was home with my kids at that time, I was a stay-at-home mom. I didn't work outside the home. I was looking for something, because staying at home is what I wanted to do with my kids, but it wasn't without issues. And one of the issues was because we had a single family income, right? Single earning income. We didn't always have the extras. We got by paycheck to paycheck. That was all fine and good, happy and grateful for what we did have, but I wanted to contribute more to the family. And I remember at some point, our finances got so bad that we did eventually have to file for bankruptcy. And that would have been, oh gosh, I don't know, a lot of years ago. We learned our lesson, trust me. But we had to file bankruptcy. And I remember, will never forget, watching our car be driven away when it got repossessed. It's not a happy feeling. And it's a memory that I'll always remember, and something that I never wanted to repeat again or have repeated again. It motivated me. Another thing that I loved about being at home, but then still had challenges, was also with the fact that it could be difficult to stay at home with kids 24/7, pouring out of yourself all the time. And it doesn't even matter, women that work and have kids, you're pouring out at work, you're pouring out to your family when you get home, you're pouring out to your husband if you're married, or your spouse, and it's a constant pouring out. And I did experience burnout at some point. I experienced this burnout actually before I found the oils. And fortunately, I did start the home-based business. I made that decision. And now, instead of not having extras and even having to even worry about ever getting in the situation of bankruptcy again, instead, we now have savings for our retirement. Instead, we've been able to venture into other avenues to bring in more streams of income. And this is directly because of working my home-based business with Young Living and being able to have that extra income to invest in other areas. Just a couple areas that I've invested in is that I became a published author. That takes some time. So I have time freedom now, and it does take some money if you're going to self-publish. So I'm able to, that's an extra, but it's also another stream of income. And another thing we've been able to do as a family is invest in a brick and mortar. It is a horse boarding stable. And we've been able to invest in that and operate it along with my daughter and her husband, as well as some of my sons have pitched in as well to be able to operate this business. And so those are just some of the dreams that have come true by having this extra income that came from this home-based business. And then also, instead of not having time for myself, my business, this being health and wellness, my business is my lifestyle. Health is my lifestyle. It becomes my lifestyle. It became what I taught, what I lived, what I breathed, what I ate. It encompassed something that I had a strong desire for, and I really resonated with. So I went from that to this, and now I have more hopes and dreams that I'm looking forward to. And one of them is exactly what I'm doing right now, which is to continue to share the vision and continue to help other families, moms, families, be able to experience the same time freedom, the same financial freedom, and even health freedom that I've been just blessed to experience because of this company. So I will let it go on to you, Tashena, to continue on.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Always love hearing your story. And I'm going to share a little bit of data with you guys. Interestingly enough, I was actually trying to see if I could find like updated numbers, and I don't know, I didn't give myself enough time. So hopefully I'll get a little bit more now that we're in 2021. I was looking for stuff from 2020 for some of the data that we have, but I absolutely love sharing my story. One of the statistics that I saw today on a couple of websites were that when it comes to this industry that we're talking about, home-based business, direct sales, 76% of the individuals that engage in it are women, and only 24% usually are men. And a lot of those women are stay-at-home moms. I tend to be the exception to that rule. And I love that because it shows that it's for anyone. I come from the business world. I have a business degree. I wanted to be in the area of marketing, but the economy was super good when I went into the workforce. And so I just ended up in the most natural fit for here in Michigan in the automotive industry, which is not what I wanted to do. And then I also had thought about being a teacher, but that didn't seem like it would be a good income. So I put that out of my mind. I'm able to do some teaching and my volunteer Bible preaching. And so I said, that'll be enough for me. And when it came to my health and wellness, I always had some health challenges that were told to me that was normal. I had a weak immune system. I had asthma. I had allergies. I had eczema. I would get congested the entire winter, every single winter, due to my weak immune system. And so I just lived with those things. But then I got to my 30s and I was working in a job that was extremely stressful. And I started to have health issue after health issue. And so I started to have high blood pressure. Everyone that I worked with at that time, most of which were in their 30s or early 40s, I had a pretty young team, relatively speaking, in the automotive industry. Everyone had high blood pressure or high cholesterol. It just was like a given because of the stress. You're just going to get one or the other, and you get on medication, and that's just what happens. Most of us exercise, but we also sustained ourselves with neon colored energy drinks, 3 cups of coffee, lots of sugar. We had pizza every other week. We had Buffalo Wild Wings for lunch, stuff like that. So we weren't all that health conscious, but I got high blood pressure. I had gut issues. I started to have hormone issues, which I had excessive bleeding with. So then I was anemic. I also was in 2 accidents in the period of 6 months. And so that gave me body pain. And so I came to the end of 2014 and I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Everyone that I talk to seems like they have hormone issues, body pain, and mood issues. And a lot of people have had their body parts taken out. And I think God put those in for a reason. I don't think they're supposed to come out. So I was actually looking, and I really didn't think or have on the table that essential oils were going to be part of it. I'd used oregano oil in the past. That was about it. But I hadn't really thought about that. I was Googling and spending $200 on vitamins and supplements and tinctures and the most disgusting liquid Dong Quai and all this stuff, just trying to Google my way to good health. And it went slow. It was not working. It just wasn't working for me. And at the same time, I had a couple friends that were online and they were talking about, I'm diffusing lavender and it smells amazing. I was like, whatever, they're just trying to sell me something. Because the essential oils that I had gotten from Amazon didn't work. They didn't do anything for me. And then I went to a home party of a friend because one of the things that I needed a connection with people at the time, because I was so sick that I was not associating like I needed to with people. So I went just to hang out with the intention of not buying oils. Panaway was placed on my body and my life was radically and drastically changed and was never the same. And I immediately thought, I have to share. Like, the world needs to know that there are natural solutions like this. The world needs to know immediately. My sister, she's kind of more crunchy into this essential oil stuff, I think, way more than me. My stepmom is into it. So my family needs this and everyone else needs that. 2 weeks later, I started using oils to balance my emotions, as well as got into Ninja Red. That plus another liquid supplement that I was using completely changed all of my mineral levels, including making sure my blood was where that it needed to be. And so I started sharing immediately. And I got so many health benefits from it. And I also got a lot more flexibility in my finances, to the point that where I am now is this year is my year to make a transition with as Sheila was talking about, having different streams of income. Now I'm a certified holistic wellness coach and certified self-development coach. And those gives me additional streams of income. And I'm working on my time freedom so that I can write the 2 books that I have in my head that I don't have time to write, and create other additional streams of income. And that's one of the things that we love about this home-based business, because it gives you a gateway to continue in your entrepreneurial education as well as your health and wellness education. So with that, I'm going to move over to the data that we actually have and share my screen. So again, we're chatting about why now is the best time to start a business and why a home-based business might be a great place to start. So we already talked about my story. So I just love this slide. So here in the United States, where we're giving this presentation, and a few other places in the world, it might have been a little bit before, a little bit after, we had what we called the Great Recession. And that's when the automotive industries needed bailouts. We had massive layoffs here in Michigan. People left the state of Michigan in droves. People lost their homes. And at that same point in time, these companies that are now household names that you see on the screen were created. How many of you use WhatsApp? I use it all day long, every day. It's how I communicate with my friends. I have social groups on there. I have emotional wellness groups on there. I have health and wellness groups. It is one of the major ways that I communicate. Instagram was a place that I caught up with people, but it has taken on a whole new level. You know, we're approaching 12 months of this new situation that we've been adapting to, where we're doing a lot more in the virtual world than before so that we can take care of our health and wellness. So I'm in Instagram groups I was never in before and doing all types of more communication via Instagram. Venmo is a payment system that many people use. Square is another payment system. If you go to a local coffee shop near you and they have this big white thing where you swipe your card, it's probably a version of Square. Groupon is my favorite way to get some discounted health and wellness in. Try a new massage place or different things of that nature, a new salt palace, stuff like that. Pinterest. Most women love Pinterest. They go on there for craft ideas, for recipes, all types of good stuff. I'm not really a Pinterest person. I grab quotes sometimes from there. And then Uber. When I go out of town, I do not like to rent a car. Usually I am lifting myself all over the place or using Uber. So we'll come back to that at the end. I want you guys to think about that. But why network marketing? So we want to be very clear, and we understand that network marketing has been around for a long time. Most people have a really negative taste in their mouth about it, but that's because it's not been done the way that it's supposed to be done. As I mentioned, I have a business degree, and I vividly recall them saying that the best form of advertisement is word of mouth advertising, getting referrals. And that's basically what network marketing is. And so if you implement it and you do it correctly, you can be very successful. And there are many benefits to it. So what are some of those benefits? You can build it part-time, anytime, and from anywhere. So I have a full-time job. I also have a part-time volunteer job. And I had 2 classes that I conducted this week, and I had 5 different appointments. And I just fit those in on the times that I was not working. I'm working here from my home. A couple of weeks ago, I was in Las Vegas. Nothing stopped in my business when I was in another state. So you can definitely build it part-time, anytime, and anywhere. You can launch it for as little as 500 to 1,000. So we're talking about network marketing companies in general, because there's different ones you can choose to join. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Your business partners have a vested interest in you. And so we are all on here. Some of us are from different teams. Some of us are on the same team. If we're on the same team, we have a vested interest in each other. But even if we're not, we want to see everyone succeed because we believe so much in the possibility of time freedom and the financial gain, as well as the health and wellness gain, that we want to work together to make sure we can reach more people. You can create enough tax deductions alone to make it worth your while. So it's about that time. We were talking about that before it started. A couple of us are working on our taxes. I really haven't started mine. It reminded me it's March. I need to do that. But I actually am one of the I actually have a high income, and therefore these tax deductions is something that I love. I love being able, obviously I'm not a tax expert, consult your normal tax advisor, but I've been able to take lots of tax deductions when I go on vacation, because some of them that I've gone have been for education for my business. You can learn it while you earn it. So if I wanted to be some type of computer specialist and get a certificate, I would need to go to school for a year, and then I would start earning when I'm done with school. My business degree took 4 years. I was just tutoring and doing different things. I didn't get into the business industry until I was done with the 4-year degree. Here you can, is the day that you, and I've actually had this recently happen on my team. Someone signed up, and then the next day they signed up someone else. And this person has been currently in my team for, I don't know, like 10, 15 days, and they've already reached the level of star. So they're already earning money within their first 10 days. You can earn extra 500, 1,000, 5,000 or more a month. And with time and success, your income will be produced by hundreds, perhaps thousands. So here's some network marketing myths. Getting in on the ground floor is the best path to success in any network marketing company. A network marketing company is just like any other company, and every company goes through a company life cycle. Again, from my business degree. So you go through the infancy, growth, and maturity phases of a company. And the best time to get in can be towards the end of the growth or even the maturity phase. Young Living is definitely in the maturity phase, and there's definitely now is a good time to get involved. Network marketing is the opportunity for someone who is not doing well financially to make a lot of money. Well, this is a myth because it's a half truth. Network marketing is a great opportunity for someone who is not educated, because they're not going to hold that against you, or someone who comes from low income, because it's based on your efforts. But it's also an amazing opportunity for someone like me who is doing well financially. I am in the top 8% income earners in my county, but that came at a cost. There would be times where I would have to take calls at 10 o'clock or at midnight because I need to keep a plant running. And back in the day, I would get the question, do you really have to take that call? And my response would be, this is what 80,000 a year looks like. And so my goal is, I have so many gifts. I am bilingual in Spanish, and people constantly ask me, can you tutor me? Or I've now got my certifications in coaching, and I don't have enough time and space to help all the people that I would want to. So it is such an amazing opportunity for me to gain my time freedom. Network marketers succeed by being in the right place at the right time. This is a myth because network marketers succeed by the amount of effort and consistency that they put in. The big guys make all their money off the little guys. This is also a myth, because if you look at the compensation plan and the structure, you are rewarded for your efforts and for creating teams. If you have someone above you who chooses to create one team and you choose to create 7 teams, you will make more money than that person. They'll get a small percentage of what you're doing, but you're putting in more work and more effort, and you will make more money. So this is just a little slide to let you know this is a real industry. This slide is from the Direct Selling Organization. This is something that is tracked. It is an industry, and there is money flowing through this industry. This happens to be from 2017, and in that year, so we know that it's higher now. Asia had 85 billion in sales in the direct sales industry. Europe had 38 billion. North America had 36 billion. South America had 27 billion, and Africa had 1.8 billion. So there is money to be made in these industries and all of these continents, and tons to be made in Africa, because we need to spread it there. They need to catch up. So why health and wellness? So you could choose to be in network marketing doing technology, or you could be selling a physical product like a bag that's very, or jewelry or something of that nature. But why would you choose to be in health and wellness? Well, the global wellness market reached approximately 4.75 trillion in 2019. So again, money is flowing through there. The health and wellness industry is still a growth industry, growing at a rate of 6.4%. And it's such a diverse industry. It includes complementary medicine, preventive medicine, healthy eating, nutrition, weight loss, spa economy, physical activity, personal care, beauty, anti-aging, and more. And as we'll see on the next slide, Young Living touches on all of that. Young Living owns their own farms. So these are the reason why Young Living is the top and the best and the reason why it's the choice we've made when it comes to health and wellness. Young Living owns their own farms. They have industry-leading research and testing with a seed to seal promise unmatched in the industry. And you can check out seedtoseal.com for more information on that. They have 20 plus, they're at 26 years of experience now, with an additional 10 years of research on top before the company was in existence. There's low startup costs. So we talked about how starting a home-based business is a lot cheaper than the $100,000 that you might use for a franchise. But Young Living is even on the lower side of low startup costs for even network marketing. Most of us got started here for $200, which is under that $500 to $1,000 we mentioned on the first slide. And then they have the largest selection of essential oils, oil-infused products, and toxic-free lifestyle brands. So I have a lot of other friends, amazing friends in amazing companies. And occasionally they're not trained well. And someone will come to me at the end of the month, inevitably, almost every month, and say, hey, can you help me meet this sales goal? I have this new lipstick. And I'll be like, but I have the best, cleanest makeup in the world. I just love that we have the largest selection of clean, toxic-free living brands and oil-infused products, seriously, in the world. And then this is just a little bit on what the potential is. So again, we're talking about home-based business, and there is money to be made that you can make an income. And these are a little bit of averages, but just even at the distributor, the day that you sign up, on average, individuals make around $26. Star, which is achievable within your first month, make on average $75. Senior Star, make on average $235 per month. Executive, make on average $425 per month. Silver, make on average about $2,000. Golds make on average about $5,700. Platinums make on average about $14,000 per month, and it continues to go up from there. So the choice that you need to make is, where do I need to be on this chart? And get a plan to get there. So that is the data that I had to share with everyone. I just want to bring everyone back thinking about that first slide, like the one that we talked about, the first slide that we talked about, with those companies that were created and are now thriving. And that's the same thing that we need to do for ourselves. For me in 2008, I was highly affected because I was in the automotive industry, and my then husband at the time was also in the automotive industry. My job was threatened and he lost his job. And I made the decision then that that would never happen to me again. And so he diversified and went into the health field, and I went and doubled my income because of the crisis. And the reason that happened, the reason why I wasn't a person that lost my job and lost my house, is because I made a decision. Just like those companies made a decision in order to solve a need. And so anyone who is watching this replay, it's your time to make a decision. If you have not yet joined our Young Living family, today is the day for you to join. You want to get with the person that gave you this video, or if you were invited to this class and you want to say, how do I get started? And if you've already been part of the Young Living family, but you've been like, I don't really like to sell, get with the person that invited you and say, hey, is there a way for me to just naturally share this with my family and reach one of those incomes? Today is the day for you to make that decision. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys. Hope you enjoyed. Sheila's gonna wrap up with a couple other comments. And if you have any questions, you can feel free after that to unmute yourself and or to put them in the chat.
Thanks so much, Tashena, and thanks so much for going through that information. It's important when we talk about making the decision, it's important to figure out the things to look out for when you're wanting to make that decision. One of the things is, let's look at the trends right now, what's been happening. We know about what's been happening. We know about the pivoting and all of that. One major trend is everything is going online. People are shopping online. And so that infrastructure is available. People want simple businesses, right? Now, let me tell you, we have a family business. I'm excited about it and I love it. But let me tell you what I have to do every single Monday through Friday is I get up at 5:30 to 6 o'clock in the morning. I drive to the barn, I have to take horses out, and then I do manual labor for 3 hours. Okay, it doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm trekking up hills with horses and I'm cleaning out stalls. Now, of course, everybody's job isn't like that, but that whatever your job might be, which you could still continue with, but whatever your job might be, it is something that I have to show up for in most people's cases with their jobs to get paid. I'm not even getting paid, everybody, because it's our family business, but we're not even getting paid yet. It's been going on 2 years. And think about that, starting your own brick and mortar, most people do not start making a profit until what, 4 or 5 years. And that is exactly what I am seeing right now with us having this family business. The work, I got to show up and then I have to wait. With a business that is online, it's simple, the infrastructure is already there for you. You know what the hard job is? We just have to talk to people. We just have to open our mouths. We just have to say, like when I started, I told people, this oil helped us get rid of the pink eye, right? I'm just sharing what the products are doing for me. And people want that. So that's the thing, a simple business that is online, no stocking of inventory, anything like that. And people can actually go online for themselves and place their orders. In fact, that's what we encourage. So you go online. So that is a trend. We know it's a trend with Amazon, people ordering. That is where everything is going. So we have already been that company, already prepared and already doing that. The next trend is in health because of, and this is a trend that has been already going. And I don't see it stopping anytime soon because of the current situation. But not only that, we're getting older, some of us. We boomers are getting older, right? And the trends, now I think the millennials got some of those trends going on for them. But you know what's interesting? Just like Tashena said, I'm a boomer now, everybody. I'm a proud boomer. But Tashena mentioned how the younger ones were still had health challenges. I'll put it that way, right? I know 20-year-olds with health challenges that didn't exist with most 20-year-olds 30 years ago when I was 20. And so we have to get our health in order. And people are realizing that and waking up, and they're feeling more empowered to take care of their own health and take their health back in their own hands. So that is now a trend because of the current circumstances. So what do we do? What do you want to do when you're deciding on a business? Whether it's your side hustle, something that you want to grow into, those are just two areas. What are the trends? What's going on right now? And is that company on top of those trends? We have, as a company, been on top of those trends for 20 years plus, right? So those are just two things I just wanted to point out. and to just let you know that after 10, 12 years in the company, 10 years is doing it as a business, I never grow tired of it. Never grow tired of it. Love it, love what I do, and love empowering people and helping them with their health. So this is a job that you could love if you love helping people and helping to empower them with their health and with their wealth. So I just
So
end with
Tavis
that.
asked the question, how can you keep the love and stay motivated in your business when it takes time to see a profit? So I'll let you answer that first and then I'll answer it.
Well, okay, you're letting me answer that first. I fell in love with the product. This would have been something, excuse me. Give me 1 minute. Go on to Dana and Anthony.
I'll take a stab at that question. I think that's a really good question to start with. I think about traditional businesses, and I think somebody even mentioned this before. Most traditional businesses, people that own them don't see a profit for 4 years. Now, Dana and I reached a point where we saw a profit within our business within the first year, if not the first few months, you know. But really the structure of not only network marketing, but being a part of Young Living, this is stuff that you're using anyway. So at the end of the day, I know for us, when we first got started, we just wanted to try as much of their products as possible, but we didn't want to pay for it out of pocket. So that's how we kind of assessed our success within our business, was if we could get the products that we wanted paid for every single month, then to me that was profitable, because it wasn't coming out of, you know, our household budget. That instantly gave us some sort of raise, because we knew that these were the products that we wanted to use for our home. The hard part for a lot of people and us at the time was thinking about how can we actually afford them. Now fast forward 5, almost 6 years later, and our goals are very, very different. Dana works primarily from home, and we're working to retire me from secular work. And so I judge that a little bit differently. Now I look at what's the cost of running the business, and usually because of the tax write-offs, and you obviously want to consult a CPA, but having those tax write-offs gives your family a raise, off the rip. I don't know if Tavis, if you were on before we started, but Sheila asked me what I was doing, and I've actually been going through some of my tax information just to prepare from last year, and it has really been a big boost for our family. So I think if you love the products, which I'm sure most of us, if not all of us, do, if you have a community of people that you're surrounded with that are trying to grow like you, and you surround yourself with those individuals, then it allows you to stay a lot more patient as you continue to grow. So I would say stick with it. Network marketing it's super simple, but it's not easy. And even a person who has a traditional business still has to develop the skills to have that business. The only difference between the people that are overnight successes and the people that take a little bit longer is just the skill set that they have. I mean, you have some people that they're naturally gifted salesmen, so to speak. They will go up and talk to anybody, and they want to move super, super fast. They're super successful in this business and they grow quickly. But like we mentioned, sometimes that does a disservice for some other individuals, because not all of us may be like that. So as you develop those skills, you'll start to see profit, you'll start to see growth. But I think just like any other business or any other industry, that's just so important. You have to develop the skills to be able to run this, number one, like a business, but also develop the skills for this business. And if you do those things, that should help. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to briefly, mine will be short. because his was long. But first and foremost, I am never motivated ever. Before this class, I was like, oh, it's 5 o'clock. I don't want to. I never want to do a live. So I really feel like if I waited and I kept feeding into motivation, I probably would do nothing ever. So I feel like there has to be more of a, this is what I'm doing and this is what it looks like. And this is how I'm showing up. And a lot of times when I felt like I needed an extra push, it was because I was too comfortable and I needed to do something different. So that's when I realized, okay, I've talked to all my friends and family and I need new people, which means now I have to put myself out there and go network. And now I have to expand. And that's why I started doing in my local area where I would go to meetups and things like that. And a lot of times they didn't directly link me to sales, but they gave me reps to get more comfortable with pitching what I do and talking about what I do. And so I think that, to his point, helped with the skill, but I kind of am more of, what's her name that does the countdown thing? Mel Robbins style, where she's like, motivation is garbage. Like, you just kind of have to do it. Like, just count down yourself and just do the things that you know are going to yield the results.
I think I can talk now. I don't know what that was. That was like all of a sudden got a dry, tickly throat. But yeah, that Anthony and Dana, the things that you said certainly come upon us at this time or that time. As I was saying, is that I would share this product, and I was sharing the product without anything coming in financially or monetarily. But I decided, why not get paid? Basically, why not get paid? And so when we're talking about motivation, it was natural for me and still is natural for me to continue to share easily. But the thing that Anthony mentioned is gaining the skills, getting out of the comfort zone. And Dana mentioned that as well, because as you grow, you'll start to make more and more profit, but that is equivalent with the skills that you're gaining and that you're putting out there. And I know for me, the skills that I had to gain was more social media skills, and I'm still working on social media skills. So, but the cool thing about that is it's all self-development. It's all skills. It's communication skills, it's social media skills. It might be writing skills, as if you're going to blog, or you're developing yourself, you're getting better. So I'm so into becoming more so that I can give more, that is my overall motivation. And so when we have a purpose, when we have clarity about that purpose, when we have a goal, and it could be any goal. It could be a financial goal. I have a financial goal. I have spiritual goals. I have goals for my family. I have just goals in every area of life. I have health goals. And those goals are the things that keep me going, because I truly believe that I'm supposed to make these goals. I'm supposed to. It's my duty. It's my job to reach these goals. And because of that, I just keep going. And the reward is in the doing. The more people I can reach, the more people I help, the more that's the bigger thing. And then we get rewarded because of the more people we help. And that's, I'll just throw the Bible in there. That's just biblical. It's just biblical that what we're putting in and our talents are going to go rewarded, right? So I don't usually have a problem with motivation, because I see a bigger picture, and I think that's true with everyone that I've met that has some drive with Young Living. We see this bigger picture, and so we keep going.
So I just to add a little bit, yeah, I would agree with the first portion is keeping the love usually hasn't been that much of an issue because I got to know every single one of the products and I got to see because I immediately had home parties, because I immediately started sharing, I got to see so many miracles that I knew everyone had to have this. And I am a person that shares my blessings and skills with everyone. Sheila, just like you said, whether I got paid or not, I have been a coach for 15 years without getting paid. Like I have worked at General Motors and I have always been the training coordinator and I've helped people learn Spanish without getting paid. And I've given my blessings to people in certain areas. And so with Young Living, I would truly do that if I didn't get paid. Just like later today, my Feel Good Friday is going to be on iron infusions because I'm working through being anemic again. And somebody might go Google and schedule an iron infusion and I won't get paid for that. But if I continue to share, and sometimes it's related to my business, and I continue to bless other people, it, like you said, it will come back eventually. And then the other portion, like Anthony said, is the skills. So if there's any time that I've been stuck in my business, it meant I was not doing my affirmations, I was not going through enough audiobooks or reading enough, and I was not getting the coaching. If I feel stuck, that means I'm not talking on a weekly basis with my coach. I coach with 3 people to make sure that my business moves forward right now. I coach with Eric Walton on how to be a better coach and serve my team better. I coach with corporate on my numbers every single week. And then I have a couple of coaches that I work with on and off for my emotional wellness so that I can emotionally handle everything that I'm doing as my business grows. So anytime that I'm stuck, that means I just need to get more skills and more coaching. And that helps me move through. Any other questions?
Was that actually helpful, Tavis?
She did put a thumbs up.
Was that thumbs up? I hear you guys, or
Well, all right. If there's nothing else, we thank you for joining us. The replay will be available in the Facebook event as well as on my YouTube channel. And with that, we are going to turn off the recording.